Any meeting or conversation will involve only 4 elements of interaction. When we say only, it's because we've broken down, we've summed it to its core ingredients. So if you think about this from a physical perspective, from a body language perspective, all those levels of interaction, from verbal, from dialogue. Offers is about offering content. You're offering something to content to process. You're accepting, either verbal or non-verbal. Again, physically you're accepting the offers or not, or verbally. Rejecting, verbally or non-verbally. And again, there are two sides. There are ways that these things can increase success or decrease success. Because yesterday there was a verbal rejection, but it was to increase the success of being able to finish on time. So it's a positive. It's not meant to decrease. And I thought that it was handled in a way that everybody felt like it was, it could move forward, as opposed to shutting somebody down.
Sorry to cut you off. What example are you speaking?
Alex had a contribution. You guys all voted on whether it should make it onto the final list or not make it onto the final list. So, we voted, sorry, that isn't going to make it onto the list, which is a reject. It's another way of saying, like, no, we're not going to take that on. It didn't seem like he took it personally, and it seemed like it moved the group forward. And he also said, well, it's been duly noted, and there was other content that I did contribute. So that in itself is, again, a reject, which I thought was handled really well, given the time and the session in the group, versus just saying no and then carrying on, and for him to then get into a cycle of some sort. Helpful?
Yes.
Okay. And then questions. So the other things are offers, accepts, rejects, and then questions. You've got questions for clarification, questions that are hidden ideas or marked rejects. So these are just things to draw to yourself from your subconscious as well up to your conscious about when you're asking a question, ask yourself, why are you asking the question? Is there an idea there? Are you actually asking it like, do you really think that's going to work? That's a question. But that could also be something like, well, I don't. I mean, that's actually a rejection itself, or a question for clarity. Can you say some more about that, please? What's behind that idea? For clarity, could you explain a little more? Or questions. So questions for clarity, hidden ideas, most rejects. So point 3 is questions can hide ideas, cause defensiveness, and diminish creativity if handled incorrectly. So get behind your question. The way we always ask for, to presume positive intent, and I would write that at the top of your summary of teamwork exercise, presume positive intent. If you come in with a positive state, that positive state will bleed into everybody else, and it will bleed into your offerings, and it will bleed into the room. We've seen that happen. If you come in with any kind of resistance, that same energy will bleed into the same space. So the thing here is, if somebody has a question and you're not sure how to take it, just ask. What's behind the question?